Hello everyone, and welcome to today's insightful discussion. We're about to dive into a topic that, while seemingly straightforward, holds immense power for anyone learning English: how to genuinely think in English. This isn't just about translating words, it's about shifting your entire cognitive process. For many language learners, this presents a significant hurdle. They might feel daunted by the idea, especially if their lives are already packed with responsibilities, if they struggle with shyness, or if they don't reside in an English-speaking country where constant exposure is a given. Despite these common challenges, the encouraging truth is that you absolutely can cultivate the ability to think directly in English, gradually, one step at a time. A widespread misconception is that one must relocate to places like the United Kingdom or the United States to achieve true fluency. However, this belief often holds people back unnecessarily. You don't need to live in the bustling heart of London or have a native English speaker by your side at all hours of the day. Nor do you need to commit to grueling multi-hour study sessions every single night. What's truly essential, what genuinely moves the needle, are consistent, small, and intelligent steps. These are actions that are effortlessly repeatable day after day, practices that seamlessly integrate into the rhythm of your existing daily life. Consider some simple examples. Dedicating just 1 minute in the morning to speak English to yourself, or actively listening to English content while you're out for a walk, or consciously choosing to formulate your thoughts in English when you find yourself alone. These seemingly minor habits, when accumulated over time, possess the remarkable capacity to instigate profound and lasting change in your English proficiency. When you live in a country where English is the everyday language, you are naturally immersed in it. You hear it constantly, you use it frequently, and as a result, English naturally and slowly becomes an integral part of your thought process. Eventually, you reach a point where the need to translate vanishes. When you wish to express something, the words and sentences naturally form directly in English, without an intermediate step of thinking in your native tongue. However, for the majority of English learners, this isn't their reality. Most learners reside in environments where English is not the primary language of daily interaction. This might very well describe your own situation. Perhaps you're studying independently, relying on online videos or articles for your English exposure. When the time comes to speak, you might find yourself feeling sluggish. Your mind automatically defaults to your first language. Then it attempts the often awkward task of converting those thoughts into English. This internal translation process consumes valuable time, and sometimes the resulting English sentence can sound peculiar or unnatural, precisely because English possesses its own unique grammatical structures and idiomatic expressions, which differ significantly from your native language. For instance, in some languages, you might literally say something like, "I very like this." But in English, the natural phrasing is, "I really like this." This internal mental translation is precisely why speaking can feel cumbersome and far from spontaneous. Let's pinpoint the core issue here. You aren't slow because your English skills are inherently poor. You are slow because your brain is caught in a continuous loop of translation. Your brain is attempting to perform two complex tasks simultaneously. First, generating a thought in your native language, and then painstakingly converting that thought into English. This process, as you can imagine, is time-consuming. While your brain is laboring through this conversion, the conversation around you has already progressed, which leads to feelings of nervousness and often causes you to hesitate or stop altogether. Reflect on this common scenario. Someone poses a simple question, such as, "What did you do today?" You understand the question perfectly. Yet, before you can formulate an answer, your brain instinctively retreats to your first language. It then struggles to construct the English sentence piece by piece. In that moment, you feel utterly stuck, a common experience for many learners. This feeling of being stuck isn't a reflection of your inability. It simply indicates that your brain is working far too hard, trying to bridge a linguistic gap that doesn't need to exist. But here's the incredibly good news. Once you successfully eliminate this translation step, everything accelerates and becomes significantly easier. You can absolutely train your brain to think directly in English. This isn't about possessing some rare or special talent. It simply requires consistent practice and the application of a few straightforward, effective methods. And today, we will explore precisely how to achieve this. Let's kick things off with one of the most remarkably effective techniques, shadowing. You might have come across this term before, or perhaps it's entirely new to your learning journey. Shadowing is a deceptively simple, yet profoundly powerful method designed to enhance both your listening comprehension and your speaking fluency simultaneously. Here's a clear explanation of how it works. You listen to someone speaking English. It could be a podcast, a video, or even this very audio. As you listen, you immediately repeat what you hear. The crucial aspect is that you do not pause to overthink. You do not engage in mental translation. You do not even stop to consult a dictionary. Your sole focus is to listen and then repeat, much like an echo. When you do this, strive to mimic not just the words themselves, but also the nuances of the speaker's sound, their pace and their natural rhythm. This attention to detail is paramount because English, like any living language, is far more than just a collection of individual words. It possesses its own inherent flow, melody, and cadence. To illustrate, let's try a brief exercise together. I will utter a sentence and your task is to repeat it immediately after me, trying to match my tone and glow speed. For example, if I say, "I want to speak English fluently," you would then repeat, "I want to speak English fluently." Or, "I listen to English every day," followed by your repetition. And finally, "Shadowing helps me think and speak better," which you would then repeat. That, in essence, is shadowing. Initially, this practice might feel quite peculiar. You might feel as though you are speaking too rapidly, or you might not grasp every single word. And that is perfectly acceptable. The primary objective of shadowing is not to achieve perfect understanding from the outset. Instead, it's about meticulously training your brain and your mouth to collaborate harmoniously, to work in tandem. Think of it in terms of learning a piece of music. When you first encounter a new song, you don't necessarily comprehend every lyric immediately. But you listen repeatedly, you attempt to sing along, and gradually, over time, you become capable of performing it. Language acquisition operates in a strikingly similar fashion. If you commit to practicing shadowing every day, even for as little as 5 minutes, you will inevitably begin to observe tangible improvements. Your speaking speed will increase, your pronunciation will become noticeably clearer, and your sentence structures will start to feel more natural and intuitive. This transformation occurs because your brain is actively adapting and growing accustomed to the inherent patterns and rhythms of the English language. Now, let's circle back to our central inquiry. How exactly does one cultivate the ability to think directly in English? Many students voice similar frustrations to me. I'm eager to improve, but I simply don't have enough time. Or, I feel incredibly nervous whenever I try to speak. Or, I honestly don't know where to begin. My consistent response to these concerns is always straightforward. You don't require an abundance of free time. You don't need to possess flawless grammar from day one. And crucially, you don't need to endlessly postpone, waiting for some mythical, perfect moment. The single most important step is simply to begin. In this comprehensive guide, I will share 5 straightforward yet incredibly potent methods that you can seamlessly integrate into your everyday life to use English, regardless of your location or how demanding your schedule may be. Let's embark on this journey. Thinking in English, one thought at a time. Our first powerful strategy, though simple, can bring about one of the most significant shifts in your English learning journey. Thinking in English, one thought at a time. Many learners instinctively attempt to translate entire complex sentences directly from their native language, a habit that invariably leads to slow, stilted, and often awkward speech. Instead of this cumbersome full sentence translation, we encourage you to start small, focusing on individual thoughts or very short phrases. At the outset, this practice might indeed feel a little challenging. Your brain, by habit, will want to revert to your native tongue, and that's an entirely normal reaction. However, there's no need to forcefully fight this impulse. Your objective is simply to gently guide your thinking step by step toward English. Begin by formulating short, simple sentences entirely within your mind. For example, upon waking up in the morning, you could mentally articulate, "It's morning, I feel sleepy, I need a coffee." As you step outside, you might observe and think, "The sky is blue, the air is cold, I see a dog." Throughout your day, in various situations, you can mentally comment, "I am working, I feel tired, I want to go home." These are undeniably basic thoughts, yet their importance cannot be overstated. They serve as crucial conduits, helping your brain forge direct connections with English. In these moments, you're not translating, you are actively thinking in English, which is the ultimate goal. As you grow more comfortable with this internal monologue, you can then try vocalizing these sentences, even if it's just a whisper or a quiet murmur. You don't need to speak loudly or worry about being heard. It might feel a bit odd initially, like having a quiet conversation with yourself, but this is an incredibly effective form of private practice. Most language experts and educators echo this sentiment. Start small. A superb initial step is to focus on thinking in single English words. Take a moment right now to look around your immediate environment. What objects do you perceive? Endeavour to name each item in English: phone, table, chair, window, door. In the beginning, you might not know every single word, and that's perfectly fine. You can either mentally skip it or make a note to look it up later. The critical element here is the act of trying. I know a teacher who routinely advises his students to perform this exercise daily, When they awaken, they scan their surroundings and name items. As they walk outdoors, they repeat the process. After consistent practice, something fascinating begins to occur. These words start to surface in your mind automatically, requiring minimal conscious effort. You can also transform this into a structured habit. For instance, when you're in your bedroom, name 5 objects. In the kitchen, name another 5. Before drifting off to sleep, mentally list the items you interacted with throughout the day: phone, bag, keys, food. This method naturally enriches your vocabulary without the arduous task of rote memorization. Once you feel at ease identifying nouns, progressively introduce verbs. For example, I open the door, I drink water, I sit on the chair. Your internal thought process thus becomes more dynamic, moving beyond mere naming to actively describing actions. Let's elevate this practice to the next tier: thinking in conversation. This technique involves imagining a dialogue with another person, where you pose questions and then formulate your answers, all within the confines of your mind. This is remarkably powerful because it serves as an excellent preparation for real-life interactions. For example, imagine someone asking you, "What did you do yesterday?" You could mentally respond, "Yesterday I worked. Then I went home. I watched a video and went to sleep." Or, if asked, "What do you like to do on weekends?" Your mental reply might be, "I like to relax. I watch movies. Sometimes I go out with friends." Initially, your responses will likely be simple, and again, that is perfectly acceptable. The aim isn't to achieve grammatical perfection, rather it's to accustom yourself to speaking mentally in English without the intervention of translation. You can engage in this practice anywhere, while strolling, waiting in line, or simply when you're by yourself. There's no need for an actual partner. You are the architect of your own conversations. And here's a crucial piece of advice. There will inevitably be moments when you encounter a word you don't know, causing your mental flow to halt. In such instances, resist the urge to revert to your native language. Instead, challenge yourself to articulate the idea in an alternative way. For example, if the word calculator escapes you, you could mentally describe it as the thing I use to count numbers. This skill of circumlocution is precisely what happens in spontaneous, real-life conversations among native speakers when they momentarily forget a word. The more you diligently practice this, the more instinctively natural it will become. With sustained effort, your brain will progressively liberate itself from the shackles of translation. Integrating English into your daily life. Our second vital piece of advice is fundamental. Make English an active part of your daily existence. If your aspiration is to speak English proficiently and effortlessly, don't merely study the language, strive to truly live with it. This concept is beautifully straightforward, yet many learners inadvertently overlook it. They might dedicate 30 minutes to focused study, only to then completely switch back to their native language for the remainder of the day. Consequently, their brain never truly acclimatizes to the constant presence and demand of English. However, if you begin to weave English into small, consistent moments throughout your day, everything starts to transform. English gradually evolves from being a daunting academic subject into something natural and integrated. Consider your typical day. From the moment you wake up, through meals, your commute, and your interactions with your phone, each of these presents a golden opportunity to engage with English. For example, in the morning, as you get ready, you can mentally narrate your actions. I put on my shirt, I wear my shoes, I take my bag. When you step outside, you might observe and think, I walk to work, I wait for the bus, I see many people. These are incredibly simple sentences, but they serve to keep your mind actively engaged with English. Initially, this might feel slow, requiring significant mental effort. That's absolutely fine. You are actively conditioning your brain. You can extend this practice to various daily chores as well. When you're cooking, for instance, you can mentally articulate, I cut the vegetables, I cook rice, the food smells good. While interacting with your phone, you might think, I check my messages, I watch a video, I reply to my friend. Such minor actions are constant occurrences in our daily routines, providing you with countless opportunities for progress. Practice without needing to carve out additional time from your busy schedule. You are simply leveraging the time you already possess. Another highly beneficial approach is to narrate your day using simple English sentences, starting with the present tense, as it's the easiest entry point. For example, I work in the office, I answer emails, I talk to my boss. Maintain simplicity and clarity in your descriptions. As you gain confidence, you can then try to contemplate your future plans. This helps you to naturally employ different tenses. In the morning, you might mentally plan, today I will go to work, I will meet my friend, I will study English tonight. Or you could craft a small mental agenda. After work, I'm going to buy coffee. Then I will go home. I will watch a video and relax. This might initially feel a bit more challenging, but it's an excellent way to practice expressing future actions. Similarly, at night, you can reflect on your past actions. Today, I worked a lot. I talked to my friend. I learned some new words. By incorporating these elements, you are naturally exercising 3 fundamental time forms: present, future, and past, which mirrors how real language operates in our daily lives. The profound power of this method lies in its organic nature. You are not merely memorizing discrete vocabulary lists or grammar rules. Instead, you are actively using English, repeatedly, within genuine, relevant situations from your own life. Your brain begins to discern and internalize patterns organically, eliminating the need for constant, laborious translation. Over time, a remarkable shift occurs. You cease to think in your native language first. You start thinking directly in English, a monumental stride towards achieving genuine fluency. Immerse yourself in English. Our third guideline, while seemingly straightforward, is critically important. Actively immerse yourself in English. This directive means consciously ensuring that you listen to English every single day. If your ambition is to think in English and speak with greater spontaneity and naturalness, you absolutely must expose yourself to the language on a consistent basis. This isn't about listening once a week or solely during your scheduled class time. It's about incorporating a little bit of English into every day. Many learners tend to place an excessive emphasis on grammar rules or expanding their vocabulary, often to the detriment of one fundamental truth. Language is, at its very core, something that is first heard. Before you can articulate well, your brain requires ample exposure to and familiarity with the actual sounds of English. Listening not only aids in the acquisition of new vocabulary, but more importantly, it trains your ear to comprehend how authentic spoken English sounds in real-world contexts. Through listening, you absorb the rhythm, the natural pacing, and the idiomatic expressions that characterize native speech, crucial elements that textbooks alone cannot convey. Initially, listening may indeed feel arduous. You might experience moments where you feel completely lost, perhaps only grasping a handful of isolated words. This experience is entirely normal and should not be a cause for discouragement. Many individuals unfortunately abandon their efforts at this stage, concluding, "This is simply too difficult for me." However, it's precisely this phase that is arguably the most crucial. Your brain is actively processing and learning, even if you are not consciously aware of the progress being made. Consider the analogy of listening to music in an unfamiliar language. At first, it might simply register as a pleasing cacophony of sounds. But with repeated exposure, you gradually begin to discern individual words, then short phrases, and eventually you start to comprehend larger segments. Language functions in an identical manner. Therefore, the expectation is not to achieve 100% comprehension from the outset. Even if you understand only 30% or 50% of what you hear, that level of exposure is profoundly beneficial. Your brain is diligently constructing neural connections, brick by brick. With sustained listening, you will progressively understand more, effortlessly, without needing to translate internally. So how can you practically integrate this immersion into your daily routine? The methods are refreshingly simple. You can tune into English podcasts, much like this one. You can listen to English music, allowing the melodies and lyrics to wash over you. You can watch short videos on platforms like YouTube, focusing on topics that genuinely captivate your interest. Exploring simplified stories or English news tailored for learners is another excellent option. The key is to select content that you genuinely enjoy, because enjoyment fosters consistency. Even a modest commitment of 10 to 15 minutes a day can yield astonishing results. If you consistently dedicate this time, your auditory comprehension will gradually strengthen. You'll begin to instinctively recognize common words and recurring phrases. And one day, you will experience a surprising revelation. You will understand without conscious effort, without the mental gymnastics of translation, because your brain will have naturally become accustomed to the English language. So do not be disheartened by slow progress in the beginning. Simply keep listening. Allow English to become a comforting background soundtrack to your life, much like music. Over time, it will cease to feel foreign and will instead become a natural extension of your cognitive landscape. Speak out loud and train your speaking muscles. Our fourth crucial strategy underscores a fundamental truth. You must speak out loud and actively train your speaking muscles. Many learners diligently read English in their minds, which is indeed valuable for comprehension. However, if your ultimate aim is to speak with greater fluency and confidence, it is absolutely imperative that you engage your voice. Speaking is, at its core, a physical skill. It meticulously involves the coordinated action of your mouth, your tongue, your lips, and your breath. If these physiological components are not regularly exercised, speaking will consistently feel awkward and challenging every time you attempt it. Therefore, reading aloud is a profoundly simple yet incredibly effective habit. Choose materials that are easily digestible, nothing overly complex. This could be a short story, a straightforward dialogue, or even the subtitles from a video you particularly enjoy. Begin by reading it slowly, deliberately, focusing intently on achieving clear and precise pronunciation. Don't let the fear of making mistakes deter you. They are an integral part of the learning process. Once you've read it slowly, read it again, this time at a slightly quicker pace. Then, for a third pass, inject more emotion and feeling into your reading, as if you are genuinely recounting a story or performing a role in a play. For instance, if you encounter the sentence, "I am happy to see you," don't merely recite the words, strive to embody the sentiment. Say it as if you genuinely mean it, with appropriate intonation and warmth. This practice not only deepens your brain's understanding of the literal meaning, but also attunes it to the emotional nuances embedded within English expressions. Initially, you might feel a degree of discomfort. Perhaps your voice will sound unfamiliar or slightly strange to your own ears. Certain words might prove challenging to articulate, and this is completely normal. Even seemingly simple words like world or comfortable can present phonetic hurdles. However, the more you consistently practice, the more effortlessly these sounds and words will emerge. Think of it much like embarking on a fitness journey at the gym. The very first session is invariably difficult, marked by unfamiliar movements and potential soreness. But with regular, consistent training, even just a little bit each day, your muscles gradually strengthen and adapt. Your speaking ability develops in precisely the same manner. Now, let's advance to the next critical step, actively using what you hear and vocalizing it. While passive listening is undoubtedly valuable, it is the act of speaking that truly accelerates your improvement. After you listen to a sentence, make it a point to repeat it immediately. And again, this repetition should encompass not just the words, but also the speaker's intonation, their rhythmic flow, and the underlying emotion. For example, listen carefully to this phrase, "I want to get better at English." Now, repeat it aloud, endeavouring to match both the speed and the tone. Or consider, "I don't understand everything, but I keep going." Repeat that. Then, "I'm improving little by little." Repeat it once more. When you engage in this practice, you are meticulously training your mouth to articulate English sounds and structures naturally, almost instinctively. Concurrently, you are refining your ear to accurately perceive and differentiate correct pronunciation. At first, your voice might not perfectly mirror that of the original speaker, and that is absolutely fine. The key is not to halt your practice, simply persist. Over time, your vocal delivery will become smoother, your pronunciation will gain clarity, and you will experience a significant increase in comfort and confidence when speaking. This valuable exercise can be performed almost anywhere, within the privacy of your home, in your room, or even when you're alone outdoors. Many individuals find it beneficial to practice while walking, commuting, or even during mundane tasks like cooking. You don't require an impeccably quiet or perfectly equipped space. You simply need to activate and utilize your voice. Furthermore, repetition is a cornerstone of this practice. Avoid merely saying something once and then moving on. Repeat it again and again. This deliberate re-engagement helps your brain to firmly imprint the sounds, the rhythm, and the grammatical structure of the sentence. For instance, you could repeat a single sentence 5 times, 10 times, or even more. While it might occasionally feel monotonous, this sustained repetition is precisely how your speaking becomes naturalized and automatic. So, always remember this crucial point. Your spoken English doesn't need to be flawless from the outset. It simply needs to be practiced consistently. If you make it a habit to use your voice every day, even for just a few precious minutes, you will observe a profound difference over time. Your speaking will become more effortless, distinctly clearer, and imbued with far greater confidence, which is ultimately the objective. Changing simple daily habits for English acquisition. Our fifth and final tip focuses on implementing a few simple habit changes in your daily routine. This approach offers a wonderfully accessible path to learning English, even for those with incredibly demanding schedules. The beauty of it is that you don't need to conjure up extra time. You simply repurpose the time you already have. Let's begin by making a simple yet impactful change. Switch your phone settings to English. Consider how many times you glance at your phone each day, perhaps 50 times, or even upwards of 100. You check messages, browse social media, note the time, or respond to notifications. Why not transform these frequent interactions into valuable learning opportunities? When your phone operates in English, you are constantly exposed to English words and phrases. Terms like settings, airplane mode, brightness, update, delete, or download will appear repeatedly. Initially, you might not fully grasp every single term. However, within a few days, you will begin to instinctively recognize these words. There's no need for formal study or tedious memorization. Your brain absorbs them naturally due to the sheer frequency of exposure. This phenomenon is known as passive learning, where knowledge is acquired without the conscious feeling of studying. It's a simple yet extraordinarily powerful technique, particularly beneficial for busy individuals with limited dedicated study time. Extend this to your computer, tablet, and any other digital devices to create a micro-environment of constant English exposure. Another invaluable habit you can cultivate is writing a short diary entry in English each day. There's no requirement to craft lengthy paragraphs, nor should you fret over achieving perfect grammar. Your goal is simply to jot down 3 simple sentences about your day. For example, you might write, "Today I went to work. I felt very tired. I drank 2 cups of coffee." Or perhaps, "It rained this morning. I stayed at home. I watched an English video." These sentences, while seemingly basic, are immensely effective. They provide practical practice in constructing sentences, encourage the use of relevant vocabulary from your own experiences, and most importantly, they train you to think directly in English rather than translating. You can easily do this at night before going to sleep. It typically takes no more than 5 minutes. You can use a physical notebook or a digital note-taking app on your phone. If you're feeling adventurous, you could even share your sentences with a friend who is also learning English, creating a mini conversational exchange. You write, they reply, and suddenly it transforms into a genuine, low-pressure interaction. Finally, integrating short videos into your learning routine is a highly effective method. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts are overflowing with brief English videos. These clips are generally easy to understand and often depict real-life situations, making them relatable. You have the freedom to choose any topic that genuinely interests you: travel, food, daily routines, or even humorous content. The crucial element here is your enjoyment, as enjoyment fuels consistency. Try watching one short video 2 or 3 times. Then pause it and repeat the sentences you hear. Strive to meticulously mimic the speaker's delivery, paying close attention to their tone, their speed, and how they seamlessly connect words together. Even if the video is only 20 seconds long, that is perfectly sufficient. This isn't merely passive watching. You are actively listening, repeating, and practicing, thereby training both your auditory comprehension and your oral articulation simultaneously. This is the pathway to genuine speaking improvement. By thoughtfully combining these small, actionable habits, adjusting your phone settings, maintaining a concise English diary, and actively repeating phrases from short videos, you will undoubtedly begin to observe a significant difference. This won't happen overnight, but progressively, over time, your brain will develop a deeper familiarity with English, and gradually you will shed the habit of translation, instead beginning to think directly in the language. In summary, let's simplify the core message. Thinking in English is far less daunting than it might appear. It doesn't demand vast quantities of your time, nor does it necessitate the constant presence of a private tutor. This is a skill you can diligently practice on your own, integrated into the fabric of your daily life, one deliberate step at a time. The true secret lies not in adding entirely new tasks to your already busy day, but rather in consciously transforming what you already routinely do into English practice opportunities. For instance, instead of habitually checking your phone in your native language, try to read at least one message or notification in English. Instead of jotting down your daily notes in your first language, challenge yourself to write 1 or 2 simple sentences in English. When you're out walking, instead of letting your thoughts drift in your native tongue, make an effort to describe what you observe around you in English. These are seemingly insignificant actions, yet their cumulative power is immense. When you consistently repeat these small actions day after day, they slowly but surely morph into ingrained habits. And it is these strong, consistent habits that ultimately forge confident and fluent English speakers. You don't need to feel completely ready. You don't need to strive for immediate perfection. All that is required is for you to show up consistently every single day and engage with English just a little bit more. Reflect on your typical day. You wake up, check your phone, eat, commute to work, and eventually rest. Every single one of these moments can be repurposed as a valuable opportunity for practice. In the morning, you can mentally affirm, "I feel sleepy." At lunchtime, you can think, "This food is good." In the evening before bed, you might mentally articulate, "Today was a busy day." These are elementary thoughts, yet they are remarkably effective in helping your brain remain engaged with English. Over time, a truly profound transformation occurs. You cease the laborious process of translation. You stop the taxing mental gymnastics of operating in 2 languages simultaneously. English begins to flow into your mind more naturally, more effortlessly. So, commit this to memory. Do not treat English as a burdensome piece of homework. Avoid thinking, "I absolutely need an hour today to study." Instead, endeavour to make English an intrinsic, organic part of your life. Allow it to inhabit your phone, your personal notes, your spontaneous thoughts, and your spoken voice. Let it become something you actively use, not merely something you passively learn. When you adopt this mindset, your experience with English will shift dramatically. It will feel easier, more natural, and deeply integrated. And this, precisely, is where the journey to genuine fluency truly begins. So, remember to start small, remain steadfastly consistent, and keep pushing forward. Thank you for joining us today, and goodbye for now.